We are Group 3, and my name is Sarika Anaya.
My name is Roxanne.
My name is Jaden Giles.
My name is Elena Horowitz.
My name is Erin Riley.
And my name is Aya Ali.
And we will be discussing why we should not use antibiotics in food animals.
My name is Roxanne Garcia, and I will be covering the history and background information. In the 1970s, high doses of antibiotics given to chickens led to resistant salmonella strains found in both meat and eggs. Certain antibiotics in livestock animals can contribute to an increased resistance in foodborne bacteria, which can then affect humans. Antibiotics create superbugs, which can contaminate meat and poultry and cause hard-to-cure diseases in people. In the 1970s, high doses of antibiotics create antibiotic resistances. These include widespread antibiotics use has led to multi-drug resistant pathogens, and antibiotic-resistant human diseases formed due to bacteria from antibiotic-treated livestock.
All right, so my name is Elena Horowitz, and we're going to be talking about the ethical aspects involved in the use of antibiotics. And they can be divided into three categories: public health, world security, and animal welfare. Pew Research conducted a study on the public health risks of antibiotic use in food animals and found that there is resistant bacteria emergence due to the use of antibiotics on feedlots and farms. That these resistant bacteria infect people, and that these infections are worse than non-resistant bacterial infections. To conclude is that the use of antibiotics in food animals is a clear danger to public health. The World Health Organization views antibiotic use in food animals as a threat to world security. They promote the use of antibiotics for sick animals only, because antibiotic effectiveness decreases when they are used to treat resistant bacteria. To summarize their position, WHO's Director General Dr. Tedros Adhanom says that a lack of effective antibiotics is as serious a security threat as a sudden and deadly disease outbreak. Strong and sustained action across all sectors is vital to turn back the tide of antimicrobial resistance and keep the world safe. Finally, we are obligated to treat animals with care and keep their welfare at the front of our minds. It is unethical to mistreat livestock and cause undue suffering. This argument in favor of prophylactic use of antibiotics is appropriate in some circumstances, but is unethical when it is used as often as it has been to prevent outbreaks of illness due to inhumane living conditions, including production practices that are overly intensive, overcrowding of animals, and living conditions that are poor.
Hello, this is Aya Ali speaking, and I'll be briefly going over the cultural and sociological importance of not using antibiotics in food animals. So to reiterate, food animals are animals and livestock which are raised for the sole purpose for human consumption. Food animals have been proven to cause health problems. Now, what is actually meant by the word health problem is actually an increased risk of cancer with an increased consumption of animal proteins. I want you to keep in mind that this was research done by the American Institute for Cancer Research. For those of you who aren't familiar, this is the organization that's associated with the World Cancer Research Fund umbrella organization, if that rings a bell. And this research is aimed at it was aimed at processed meat and red meat. Since there's been a recent trend within American culture on human health with regards to a person's diet, and also more importance has been placed recently on the consumption of food animals, consider examples like vegetarianism and veganism. These factors mentioned should all contribute to less consumption of food animals and eventually to less need for antibiotic use as well.
This is Jaden speaking. I'm doing current events related to the topic. On March 1st, 2019, Denny's discontinued chicken injected with medically important antibiotics in their U.S. restaurants along with several other fast food chains. Medically important antibiotics are only used in human medicine, as with other antibiotics only administered for animals. The World Health Organization says antibiotic resistance is considered a top 10 threat to global public health. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention mentions that at least 2 million Americans contract an antibiotic infection and 23,000 die from it every year. As for the rest of the meat supply, banning antibiotics might require major changes to be made to traditional farming. These antibiotics are a window into the raw reality in the animal agriculture system that is producing the majority of the meat.
My name is Sarika Anaya, and I will be covering being against antibiotics being used in food animals. Antibiotics can cause harm to both humans and animals, as it can lead to serious illnesses and deaths due to antibiotic resistance. All unnecessary uses of antibiotics must be put to an end to ensure that antibiotics continue to work when it's needed. Dr. Nicola Evans found in pigs' small intestines a dramatic increase of Escherichia coli, also known as E. coli, after receiving antibiotics. She told Medical News Today, "I think that all use of antibiotics poses a risk to human health, and that reducing unnecessary antibiotic use in animals should be part of the overall solution." The use of antibiotics in animals can affect humans through the consumption of antibiotic residue in meat. Antibiotics in animals is really used to make them grow more rapidly rather than used to kill bacteria.
All right, so this is Elena Horowitz again, and this is a short clip by the Mayo Clinic that summarizes the concerns that the doctors have regarding antibiotic use in food animals. All right. So, according to the doctor, the main concerns that the medical community has is the issue of the antibiotic-resistant bacteria. The doctor explains that the overuse of antibiotics in food animals increases the amount of resistant bacteria, and that this bacteria is passed on when the animal is consumed, and the result is increase in infections and death. Dr. Banjari concludes that only by using antibiotics responsibly and when antibiotics are actually necessary can we stop further emergence and spread of these resistant bacteria.
Hi, I'm Erin Riley, and I will be discussing our informed opinion of why we feel we should not use antibiotics in food animals. Below is a photo above showing that antibiotics are twice as likely to carry superbugs than animals that are not having antibiotics used on them. Our group believes antibiotics being used in food animals are not safe due to the following reasons. There's too much use of antibiotics can be a danger to humans. Antibiotic resistance starts to occur and is a major threat to the public health. A lot of bacteria has been found within animals who has been given antibiotics. And people are unsure if the use of these antibiotics are causing the superbugs found in poultry that make us humans sick. No use of antibiotics can be beneficial in protecting medicine in humans. And also, using antibiotics to prevent disease and promote growth in animals at the same time is very hard to do and can be dangerous. This is the end of our presentation, and thank you for watching.